Have you ever felt your energy drain midday, as if you were charging a battery that was about to die? It seems that no matter how hard you try, life pulls you in too many directions at once, and fatigue takes over. The good news is that there is an ancient secret, a philosophy that not only helps you control this energy but also transforms your mind and, consequently, your life. Stoic philosophy, with its virtues and simple practices, can be the path for those seeking balance and focus amidst chaos. What few people realize is that mastering your energy isn't about brute force or momentary motivation. It's about understanding how to direct your focus to what truly matters, filtering out distractions and cultivating habits that generate lasting results. Imagine learning to persist with purpose, planning without being carried away by emotions, and building a social environment that propels you forward. That's exactly what you'll discover here, step by step, with practical guidance to apply in your daily life. Prepare for a journey that will challenge your beliefs about productivity and success, inviting you to reflect on your role as a leader of your own life. From this moment on, mastering your energy ceases to be a mystery and becomes an accessible skill that transforms the present and opens the doors to a future of solid, conscious growth. Let's unravel this Stoic secret together and change your life for the better. Personal energy mastery. Mastering your own energy is like learning to use a superpower you've always had but never knew how to activate. The Stoics knew this. They understood that wasting your attention on things beyond your control is like trying to row with a broken or a futile effort. Therefore, the key is to redirect your focus to what truly matters. Waking up with intention, for example, changes everything. Instead of rushing to check your messages, try starting your day with 5 minutes of silence or reading. Well-directed energy has more impact than aimless effort. Think about it. How many times do you end the day exhausted, but without remembering exactly what you did? This happens when your energy is fragmented into 1,000 micro-decisions, without filter. The solution? Planning and reflection. Create a daily ritual, something as simple as writing down your top 3 priorities in the morning. Avoid unnecessary decisions early in the morning. Even your outfit can be chosen the night before. These details, however small, build discipline and free up mental space. Mastery of personal energy is built on conscious decisions, not on sporadic bursts of motivation. A powerful practice comes straight from the Stoics, the principle of the dichotomy of control. Separate what depends on you from what doesn't. This requires persistence, but it's worth every attempt. When you stop wasting your energy reacting to criticism, unexpected events, or opinions, you begin to build a solid foundation. This foundation changes everything. Mood, productivity, and even the quality of your relationships. Mastering your energy is the first step to leading your own life, and those who don't lead themselves end up being led by others. Selective learning. Learning to filter what enters your mind is like managing your mental diet. If you only eat fast food, you can't expect a healthy body. The same goes for your soul. The Stoics were masters of this art. Selection. It's not about consuming less, but about consuming better. Intentionally choosing what you read, listen to, and even who you talk to changes your state of mind. Energy and directly affects your clarity. Want a practical example? Replace 15 minutes of random scrolling with reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius or Essentialism by Greg McKeown. In a short time, the difference is clear. A golden tip is to ask yourself, does this bring me closer to the person I want to become? Before exposing yourself to any content. This applies to books, podcasts, Instagram profiles, and even music. It's easy to fall into autopilot mode and think you're resting when, in fact, you're just numbing your mind. Trading noise for intentional knowledge requires discipline, but it offers immense rewards in the long run. Your brain needs nourishment, not distraction. Start small. 1 page a day, 1 inspiring audio recording each morning. The key is consistency. And be careful. Learning too much can also be a trap. Too much information without reflection creates paralysis. Choosing what to absorb is as important as knowing what to avoid. The Stoics remind us, it's not how much you know, but how you apply what you know. Use Thever to practical wisdom. Prioritize content that provokes action, that makes you grow, even if it's uncomfortable. In the end, what matters is what transforms. And this type of learning needs to be carefully chosen, with purpose, direction, and truth. Intentional social environment. Have you ever noticed how the energy of the people around you can lift or tear your spirits down in an instant? The Stoics already knew that our social environment isn't neutral. It shapes our behavior, our choices, and even our worldview. Therefore, surrounding yourself with people who live with purpose, ethics, and wisdom is one of the most effective ways to elevate your own energy. Mentors, inspiring colleagues, friends who push you to the best. These are the true foundations for those who truly want to grow. Building this circle of influence doesn't happen by chance. It requires discipline and planning. Start by evaluating your current network and ask yourself, who here helps me be more whole and focused? Who drives me crazy or distracts me? Then, actively seek out those people who carry those same virtues. Someone you admire. Could be that teacher, that colleague who always keeps their cool, or even a book group focused on personal development. Remember, your social environment is a reflection of your own energy level and choices. And don't be fooled into thinking that surrounding yourself with good people is just to get something from them. Led by example, living with integrity and persistence is what makes ethical leadership such a contagious force. You can also be a beacon for others, helping to raise the standard of the group. And so, the wheel turns, a constant exchange of growth and inspiration. Building this intentional social environment is the natural step after you master your energy and learn to curate your learning. The marathon metaphor. Life isn't a 100-meter dash, where speed is the only thing that matters. It's much more like a marathon, that race that demands a steady pace, patience, and, of course, a lot of persistence. The Stoics teach us that the secret lies in not letting yourself be shaken by setbacks along the way, but in maintaining a steady pace, even when you feel like giving up. This perspective helps transform each challenge into a stepping stone, rather than an insurmountable barrier. Imagine preparing for a marathon. A runner doesn't launch into the race without good planning, right? The same goes for life. Planning for the long term with realistic yet challenging goals is essential to avoid burning out your energy. Energy right from the start. Knowing how to pace yourself, respecting your limits, and recovering at the right times are attitudes that keep your body and mind healthy. Life, then, becomes an exercise in balance where discipline and self-care go hand in hand. And if during the marathon that doubt arises, will I be able to do it? Remember the power of reflection. Stoic. Thinking about what brought you here, remembering your achievements, and learning from your setbacks fuels you to move forward. The long journey is, in fact, an invitation to grow in virtues and resilience. Taking your time, focusing on what really matters, you'll discover that the real trophy is the journey itself, not just the finish line. Stoic planning. Planning with a cool head, away from emotions, may seem difficult, but it's an essential skill for anyone who wants to transform energy into lasting results. The Stoics taught us that reason should guide our actions, especially in turbulent times. A valuable practice for this is negative visualization. Imagining difficult scenarios to prepare yourself emotionally and avoid surprises that could drain your energy and focus. It sounds pessimistic, but it's actually an exercise in realism and resilience. Furthermore, planning should always start with realistic goals that respect your pace and context. If you try to skip steps, frustration and discouragement tend to take over, undermining your persistence. Break down large goals into small daily actions that can be maintained with discipline and consistency. This method helps cultivate virtues like patience and self-control, and transforms long-term goals into something tangible, day after day. After all, great achievements are born from small, planned steps. Finally, it's worth remembering that Stoic planning isn't rigid and inflexible. It needs to be a guide, not a prison. Life is full of unexpected events, and knowing how to adjust course without losing focus is a sign of true leadership, especially self-leadership. This flexibility, when combined with the integrity of following your values, strengthens your energy to face challenges and stay the course. Planning wisely is, therefore, an act of courage and maturity, preparing you to grow at the right time. Persistence with purpose. Persistence is not simply insisting on what doesn't work, but acting driven by solid values with focus and meaning. Stoics show us that true persistence arises from virtues, courage, justice, moderation, and not from blind or stubborn force. Imagine an athlete who trains with discipline because they know that each effort is an investment in their future, not just empty repetition. Thus, persistence becomes fuel for growth, not a source of exhaustion. Maintaining daily consistency, even in the face of temptations and distractions, requires a good dose of discipline and self-knowledge. Establishing small routines that reinforce your strengths helps keep the flame burning. For example, committing to dedicating 10 minutes a day to personal reflection or honing a specific skill is already a significant step. Over time, these consistent actions accumulate powerful results, shifting your energy and reinforcing your self-leadership. What's more, acting with purpose brings lightness to the process. When your actions are aligned with who you want to be, persistence doesn't weigh like a burden, but shines as a conscious choice. It's this combination of focus, virtues, and motivation that creates the resilience needed to move forward, even when the path seems long or complicated. Persisting with purpose is an invitation to lead your life with integrity and courage. A true Stoic art. Integrity. Integrity is that internal compass that keeps us on the right path, even when no one is looking. And for the Stoics, this is the true test of character. Living in alignment with your values isn't always comfortable, especially when decisions are difficult or unpopular. But it's precisely in these moments that integrity shows its strength, preserving your energy for what really matters and avoiding the emotional wear and tear caused by inconsistency. Practicing integrity requires discipline and courage to say no to anything that contradicts your principles, even if it means swimming against the current. A simple example: imagine a colleague suggests a questionable shortcut at work. Integrity will be what makes you refuse, even under pressure. This attitude strengthens your leadership personal and inspires respect from those around you. Integrity is a silent but powerful pillar that supports your reputation and your inner balance. Furthermore, integrity maintains connection with your true self, preventing you from getting lost in masks or excuses. This generates a deep sense of freedom and authenticity, which fuels the persistence and reflection necessary for growth. Long-term integrity is the foundation for all other virtues. Without it, any progress risks being superficial or fleeting. Therefore, cultivating this quality daily is an investment that never loses value. Leadership by example. True leadership isn't about positions or titles, but about the ethical influence you exert in your daily life. The Stoics understood that true leadership arises from the constant practice of the virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. When you live these values with integrity, becomes a beacon for those around you, inspiring without needing to impose. Imagine that colleague who, even in the midst of chaos, maintains calm and clarity. That's leadership by example in action. To be this kind of leader, it takes a good dose of discipline and self-knowledge. There's no point in demanding from others what you don't practice yourself. Therefore, it's important to reflect daily on your actions and decisions, always seeking to align behavior with values. Small actions, such as taking responsibility and acknowledging mistakes, reinforce your credibility and strengthen your energy to lead with purpose. Ethical leadership is a daily process, built on conscious choices. Furthermore, leading by example isn't limited to the professional environment. It's present in all relationships, even the simplest. Being an example of virtue in your dealings with friends, family, or even strangers creates an impact that transcends generations. It's a form of legacy that lives on long term and that transforms not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Leading with ethics and heart is the greatest expression of true power. Reflection and self-leadership. Reflecting on your actions is a powerful habit, capable of adjusting your course and strengthening your commitment to Stoic virtues. Taking a few minutes each day to reflect on what you've done, what went well, and what can be improved helps you maintain discipline, emotional well-being, and mental clarity. It's an exercise in self-leadership. You become the commander of your life, rather than a drifting passenger. And this daily responsibility strengthens your energy for the challenges ahead. Furthermore, self-leadership requires the courage to face yourself, acknowledge failures, and celebrate progress without excessive judgment. This balance builds confidence and resilience, essential ingredients for anyone who wants to grow in the world. Long-term good practice is to keep a reflection journal, where you record not only events but also your emotions and lessons learned. This creates a safe space for growth, where persistence and integrity go hand in hand. Ultimately, leading yourself means understanding that true transformation comes from personal responsibility, not external factors. When you take control of your energy, your decisions, and your focus, you're building a solid foundation for all other areas of your life. This internal leadership, guided by constant reflection, is the foundation for acting with wisdom and purpose, making you a role model not only for yourself but for everyone around you. Long-term vision. Stoic philosophy teaches us to view life as an ongoing process, where the focus is on constant growth rather than immediate results. Having a vision long term, it's essential to maintain energy and motivation, especially when the fruits of your efforts take time to appear. It's like planting a tree. You won't see any shade the next day, but you know that, with patience and care, it will grow strong and robust. By cultivating this perspective, we learn not to become overly attached to momentary victories or failures, understanding that they are just part of the journey. This perspective expands our capacity to reflection, helping us maintain discipline and integrity even in the most challenging moments. It's an invitation to live with purpose, knowing that every action today will have an impact on the future, building the person we want to be. Finally, keeping an eye on the long term is a powerful way to lead your life, acting with wisdom and persistence, without letting yourself be shaken by the ups and downs of everyday life. This practice strengthens your virtues and keeps your energy focused on what truly matters. After all, life is a marathon worth running with focus, planning, and, above all, with heart. Now that you know the Stoic secret to mastering your energy, how about putting it all into practice? Reflect. What habits can you start cultivating today to direct your energy with more focus and purpose? What would your life be like if you led yourself with discipline and integrity, unfazed by everyday distractions? These questions are invitations to take action, to transform your journey into something more conscious and meaningful. Remember, true change happens over the long term with persistence and planning. Every small daily decision, every reflection on your actions, is a seed planted for a more balanced and powerful future. You have valuable tools at your disposal to not only survive, but thrive amidst challenges. Just start one step at a time and realize that leadership of your life is in your hands. If you enjoyed the content and want to continue learning how to live with more energy and wisdom, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any tips that can transform your life. Let's join us on this journey of growth, because mastering your energy is the first step to an extraordinary life.